What impact would 12 people have, say, on the world's population, on what they believe about something like a global pandemic, something like COVID-19? What damage would 12 people do? And what has Facebook, the world's leading social media network, and other social media sites have to do with this? A research conducted by Center for Countering Digital Hate established that 12 social media accounts are responsible for most of the misinformation regarding the COVID-19 vaccine doing round on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The investigated accounts have massive following and use their social media accounts to orchestrate elaborate disinformation campaigns. Spreading wrong and sometimes alarming information may not be the only thing that the 12 have in common. They also, in some instances, back each other's penchants for publishing misleading messages regarding COVID-19 and COVID-19 vaccine. Two of these accounts, for instance, have a unique relationship that further spreads out like a family tree: Elizabeth Erin and Joseph Makola. From an analysis on TweetBeaver, it established that they both follow each other on Twitter. They have 672 common followers and 34 mutual friends. On the other 12 accounts have been either removed or suspended, making it hard to establish a social network relationship. However, among the 34 mutual friends of Erin and Makola is Robert Kennedy Jr., another account listed under the Disinformation Dozen. As it were, COVID-19 cases are still on the rise despite concerted efforts by government to stop its spread through vaccinations. However, one problem still rears its head amid the billion-dollar efforts. That malignant problem is vaccine hesitancy. You have probably heard of the claim that COVID-19 vaccines are targeted towards Africans as a measure to depopulate Africa, or that the vaccines cause infertility, and linking them to miscarriages, autism, or a string of miscontextualized, overblown, and outright false claims that refuse to go away despite assurance by relevant authorities, doctors, and professionals that such claims are false or misleading. It may not be entirely clear the individual sources of some of these claims, but did you know that the amplifiers could just be 12 individuals? Did you know that you could be putting your life at risk based on baseless margins of information shared from accounts of 12 people whose agenda may not even be known? According to the report by CCDH, these 12 people account up to 65% of anti-vaccine content on social media and 73% of anti-vaccine content on Facebook. The Disinformation Dozen, as the 12 peddlers of margin information have come out to be known, may not be the only concern to spread of fear that endangers vaccine hesitancy. The cancer of misinformation spreads, trickling to their proponents all over the world, their online followers, and to innocent consumers of social media content who end up believing such information without clue.
Kwa majina naitwa Patricia Karanja na niko na miaka 27 na niko na watoto 5, na tangu corona ianze vitu zimekuwa mingi sana, alafu pia vaccine ikatokea ukipewa hii vaccine vitu zinakuwa sawa, na nikiimagine niko na watoto 5 especially wasichana, inanipatia hofu kwamba rumors zinasema tukipatia watoto wasichana hii dawa wanakuwa impotent, yani wanakuwa infertile. Na sasa naogopata kupatia watoto wangu hii dawa, unaona. Since tangu HIV kuwe hakujaipatikana dawa. Malaria imekuwa hakuna ati kitu tutasema iko sure ati kitu vaccine inapatikana. Sasa hii corona vile imekuja na vaccine imepatikana na 9 months, nda trustaje watoto wangu wapewe hii dawa na ni wasichana alafu vitu ziende kuharibika baadaye? Watoto wangu wasichana watakuwa wananiuliza mami, nini linifanyikia, mbona sipati watoto, mimi nitawajibu nini kama mzazi? So siwezi patia watoto wangu hii vaccine tena.
Patricia sounds like she is reading from a script authored by the Disinformation 12. Very possibly, the stories she says she has heard are trickles of disinformation peddled online. We pursue the trail of misinformation from a couple of the accounts of the disinformation dozens to establish their implications and reach. Erin Elizabeth, another of the dozen, shared this photo on her Twitter pages in September 2020. The photo only stops short of implying that Bill Gates is behind the vaccines and insinuates the claims of the COVID vaccine being having tracking microchips. Reverse image search leads to a Twitter post of that photo by an account at #Sachs 3 days before it was shared by Erin. Here it is retweeted 177 times and has over 2,000 likes. Ironically, the pursuit of the image posted by Erin on Instagram leads to an article by the Daily Mail that exposes Joseph McCullough's elaborate plan on spreading disinformation, including employing staff to post anti-vaccine articles. The article has been shared 140 times, which is a partly number compared to McCullough's disinformation post, some of which have up to over 11,000 likes.
So you see key figures in the anti-vax industry trying to persuade people from ethnic minorities, African Americans, Latino communities, that they can't trust it, and using localized and specifically tailored material for them. It's incredibly cynical. It's incredibly dangerous. It is ultimately going to cause death in those communities. And Facebook are just letting it happen.
We trace the photo of the thumbnail of the video posted on BitChute, a website that presents itself as the anti-censored alternative to social media sites. In other words, a hotbed for disinformation.
I am now forced to take is to remove my entire archive of articles. I know. 25 years worth of blood, sweat, and tears coming down. I can hardly believe I'm saying these words. It's a testament to just how radical things have degenerated in the recent past. However, I will continue to publish new articles, but going forward, each article I publish will only be available for 48 hours and will then be removed from the website.
Dr. Joseph McCullough, one of the disinformation dozen, besides being an anti-vaxxer, promotes dietary supplements and alternative natural cures. Another of the 12, Islam Riza, also has posted making claims of the vaccine causing infertility in women, and in one tweet claims he recovered from COVID-19 within 24 hours by following a special dietary regimen. People's growing beliefs is in natural interventions against COVID-19, such as herbal concoctions, as well as unwarranted fear of becoming infertile is among the billows that fans the fire that is vaccine hesitancy.
Kwa majina naitwa Caroline Akinyi, mimi ni mkaji wa Kisumu hapa. Nikiongelelea juu ya COVID, kuna time nimekuwa na homa na nikakuja nikatumia hizi dawa ya kienyeji. So kama kuna chanjo ya COVID ikiletwa ni sawa tu, lakini kwa mimi kwa upande wangu nachemshanga hizi dawa ya kienyeji ya mwarobaini na kunywa na napata niko tu sawa. Mwarobaini nimetumia almost karibu miaka 3 hivi nikitumia, na imekuwa ikinisaidia sana. Watu natumia na familia wenye naishi nao, imetusaidia sana. Imekuwa ikiniponya sababu though sijaenda hospitali kutafuta matibabu ingine, sababu nikichemsha hivi wakikunywa inatusaidia, tunakuwa tunarudi tunakuwa tu sawa. Kwa sababu upande wangu siwezi enda kwa sababu hiyo 40 nikitumia inanisaidia kwa watu wengine wanaweza enda watumie. Mimi kwa upande wangu niko sawa sana na hiyo madawa ya kienyeji. Imenisaidia sana.
Such confidence in traditional medicine, even staring the face of potential tragedy, may perhaps be out of ignorance or traditional beliefs, but the propagation of misleading sentiments by people such as the Disinformation Dozen, some of whom are very influential and hold certain level of social and professional authority, reinforces these beliefs in misconstrued notions.
The people who spread false information, they do not care that they will be found out. They know you will find out. What they bank on is that by the time you will find out, it will be out there, like, yes. So for them, speed matters, yes, and how juicy it is. They have to tag onto your emotions, make you very sad, make you very panicked, anxious, or make you very angry, so that you just share.
They amplify messages that undermine the efforts to contain the pandemic, making a bad situation worse. The worst part is that people tend to believe more easily information coming from influential figures. Most of the disinformation content shared on social media sites by the Disinformation Dozen has been deleted.
Yes, sometimes they entice you. Click here for money, or click here for a present. Yes, and who doesn't want a present? So authorities, fact checkers, guys like us, the much we can do, we don't want to say propose laws or intrude on people doing that. We think this is a battle of ideas. It's a battle of people knowing what's right and what isn't. And it's up to you to decide whether you want to spread false information or whether you want to keep the integrity of information online associated with you. So that's just what we try to do.
But isn't some damage done already? These individuals still have people who believe in things they said and continue to say. They planted a seed to grow, infecting the minds of innocent people, eroding people's beliefs in the systems put in place to counter the spread of COVID-19. Social media is the rain that waters the seed of misinformation some people continue to sow. Luckily, we now have the information. You have been told. The big question is not how misinformation is spread, but what we will each do to stop its spread and nefarious effects in order to defeat the pandemic that now plagues the world. For Straight News TV, I'm Ode Francis.